This episode of MMA Nuts is brought to you by Bad Boy. Save 15% off everything with code MMA Nuts. HostGator. Save 50% off hosting or get $5 domain with code MMA50. Onnit. Save 10% off at onnit.com/MMA Nuts. Save 20% off with code MMA Nuts at protectthebed.com. Fence Soap. Be clean like Overeem. Save 15% off with code MMA Nuts. Hey fans, this is MMA Nuts, episode 295.
295!
My name's Ingo Weigold.
Back we're at the MMA show. By my fans, for our fans, we walk the line between serious and ridiculous. What's going on?
Everybody's dying, Matt.
Why?
I don't
Stop
know.
it. Just stop it.
They're all dead.
Well, should we say, how about, did we not have the craziest week or 2 weeks in MMA?
I would say yes.
Fuck, I don't even know where it started. Muhammad Ali passes away.
Yes.
Michael Bisping wins the middleweight title belt.
Yes.
What's next?
Brock Lesnar returns.
Brock Lesnar returns.
Yes.
Kimbo Slice passes away.
Yes.
Like, fuck. The UFC bans Ariel Helwani from the UFC. Then reinstates him 3 days later.
Yes.
But fuck, man. And I think the thing that bugged me the most out of this is Kimbo Slice passing away.
Yeah, it's weird. Do we want to talk about this? Should we just jump right
just
into
a little bit.
I mean, from what I read is he apparently had a heart condition, and it's I don't know if it was suddenly or what. I was unclear about that part, but he knew that there was a problem and couldn't get it resolved, and he just fucking died. And he's 42.
42.
Yeah.
Same age as I am.
But I mean, you know, that guy's.
Well, the weird thing is, and not to be disrespectful, but that fight between him and Dada 5000, like, somebody wanted somebody dead from that fight.
I think so.
Like, Dada died twice, and Kimbo, unfortunately, ended up passing away. But, you know, people could say a lot of shit about that guy. Like, he was bad for the sport, but I don't think so. I think he was fucking entertaining as shit and gave me a reason to want to watch Bellator.
Yes, I agree.
You know?
It's just a very strange. It's funny you bring up that thing because it's like, what exactly happened? Why are both guys so fucked up? And my big question is if they're both so near death, how in the fuck did they get medically cleared to fight? That's my question.
Yeah, I think that goes on Texas, and I don't think. I mean, someone posted what the regulations were.
Yes.
And
there are none.
Well, there were. I mean, we want to talk about minimal. It was definitely minimal, but as far as I thought, the EKG, you had to at least have one within the last 6 months. So I'm not gonna say Bellator was negligent. I'm not gonna say Texas was negligent, but I'm gonna say everyone needs to be up to date with all their medicals.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Duck, dodge, duck, or something.
Fucking hell. I don't know, dude. It's very strange that both guys are in such bad shape. And you know what's, maybe they were poisoned. I don't know, man. You know? It's weird. But it sucks. 42 when you're 38 and you're 41?
42.
Okay, he's 42. Sorry. It doesn't sound like that far away. It's kind of, well, for you, the day is here. But it's scary to think that a 42-year-old man can just die. Like, you know, just drop dead. You know, sorry. Life's over. That is fucking scary. So, not like Muhammad Ali or, I mean, even Gordie Howe passed away this year. I mean, those guys are all old. Yeah. Ali had a lot of issues with, you know, his dementia or whatever what do you want to call that? Like
Alzheimer's? What do you have? I forgot.
The shakes, Parkinson's.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Thank you.
So, Kimbo seemed fine. I mean, for now. So, it's very sad. What are you going to say? On another note, let's talk about what? Do you want to talk about this Ariel Helwani thing?
Yeah, we start there.
So you had mentioned he got kicked out of UFC 199, banned along with a couple of his other cohorts. Right. Estrelin, one of them. I still can't remember the other guy.
The videographer,
whoever that is,
Casey Lynn or something, if I remember correctly.
And then he went on the MMA Hour. Had some things to say, right?
Yeah. So Ariel does the MMA Hour. Well, he's still banned. One of the most depressing shows I've ever seen. Just choking up throughout the whole thing, and said that there was a couple interesting takeaways. Like one, he said at some point, one of the talks with the UFC backstage got physical.
Okay.
Wouldn't go into detail. Like, oh, that's interesting.
They were literally fucking him in the ass.
Right.
Like, literally.
Right. Dialing him up.
Take it, Ariel.
And then he also said that when he worked for Fox on the UFC Tonight Show, that his checks were paid to him by Zuffa.
Wow.
So that's a whole nother topic. Like, why is Zuffa paying Fox employees? And it seems like a big conflict of interest.
No,
there,
man, because they want to get people on TV that have good things to say. Of course. That makes sense.
It needs to be a Zuffa show. I mean, there needs to be some.
No,
you need transparency. You can't have that fucking shit happening, because then you literally are a UFC employee at that point.
Correct.
You are a shill.
As are the fighters.
But, you know, with all that stuff being said, you know, Ariel went on this ESPN tour, and thank God for all these other reporters that stuck up for him so we could actually get his story out and make it a big deal. And it almost seemed like the heat was so hot that they had to bring him back into the sport.
They had to. And they made a statement along the lines of, well, we had a
Well, I want to read the statement.
you had it? Great,
because
I don't. Yeah.
It's kind of a backhanded slap.
Yes.
Like, we're giving you your shit, but fuck you. It says, following a conversation with the editorial team at SB Nation, UFC will not prevent MMAfighting.com from receiving media credentials to cover live UFC events. We respect the role the media plays in our sport and beyond, including MMA Fighting's ability to report news. However, in our opinion, we believe the recurring tactics used by its lead reporter extended beyond the purpose of journalism. We feel confident our position has now been adequately communicated to the SB Nation editorial team. Huh?
Right. So what they're saying is, don't fuck with us or we're going to fuck you.
Right. So it's just fucked up. You know, you got to get that last dig in. Like, we're bringing you back in, but fuck you.
Yes, exactly.
So
only because they have to.
Right.
It's almost like one of those political moves where it's like, we don't fucking like you, but we'll work together.
Well, we have to take you back because you raised too much of a stink.
Right.
But going forward, what do you think the relationship will be now with Ariel in the UFC? Is it going to be cordial? Is he going to feel threatened? Because that was the other thing that he said during this, is that he didn't feel comfortable going to talk to Dana White and crew by himself, and that's why he brought one of the other people that worked with him back there, because he was afraid of what would happen.
I could see that. You know, Ariel seems like a pretty... I don't get the sense, and I don't know him, so I get the sense that he's a pretty easygoing guy, and he's probably not used to a certain level of, you know, tactic that may have or may not come from like a Goodfellas movie. So perhaps he's scared for what may happen to him or not happen to him, you know, down the road. So yeah, I could see it. I mean, do you think behind closed doors that Zuffa would be strong-arming somebody? Would that be out of the question? And
well, seeing how they just want a PR team and they don't really want independent reporters, is what it seems like, and especially if you're on that show and you're being paid by them. I mean, I'm just wondering if he's going to be breaking news anymore, because it doesn't really matter, does it? I don't give a shit who breaks news. You're going to get it at some point, right?
I think he still does. The thing that, remember the days when he used to have those interviews with Dana, and Dana would,
Yeah.
It's like, I question now, based on what you said, of has Ariel, has he evolved into something better because of those times, and realized that, is it one of those where you go, wait a second, you know, this isn't why I started wanting to become a journalist. I know he's a big Howard Cosell fan, who's got, all, you know, that guy has a lot of aura about being a great journalist. So maybe what happened was is Ariel changed, and Zuffa didn't like that, and then now they're kind of throwing a shit fit about it. But is he going to go back and do anything different? I don't know. I think he still does his job. So, but what is his job? That's my question, because it seems unclear.
Is he the host of the MMA Hour, host of the MMA Beat, and then he does the post-fight interviews, and he also wants to break news.
I think that's all fair.
The question is going to be is does he continue to break news before the UFC does?
I think he does.
Because some people were saying it looked like once he got fired from the UFC Tonight Show, that's when he started breaking stuff.
Well, he's no longer on the payroll, right? So he doesn't feel obligated to appease his employer. right?
Could be.
You do the same thing, wouldn't you? You know, like, fuck it. If you go work for the
Yeah,
competition.
you have a relationship.
I'm free to do whatever now. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
You know, have a nice day.
Well, did you make him more powerful now?
I think you did. I think by bringing him back, the UFC in essence has said, this person is bigger than what we try to control. So but then you also have that whole thing of he's afraid. So how far will he really take
Right.
it? You know. So does he think that they could disappear his ass? I think he might. So if that's the case, then maybe we get a different. We go back to the era of good little fall in line boy Ariel. I don't know. It's a tough job. Journalism shouldn't be this difficult. I think,
No. And then it remains to be seen, like, what's the UFC's relationship going to be with the rest of the media? Because some of the other guys were out there being like, fuck Dana White, he's a fucking scumbag cocksucker. Like, whoa, that guy's never getting another fucking credential ever if he was credentialed. But, I mean, there was a lot of people that were sticking up for him, and then some people that didn't say shit. And, you know, everyone's got to stick together. I mean, it's weird.
The freedom of press. You know, it reminds me of something that happened to us, actually. Remember back when we used to cover local MMA for a little while, and then we had an article written by somebody that was actually very well written, but it was slanted in a way that wasn't necessarily terribly negative, but it wasn't positive. And that promoter actually reached out to me personally and said, I want this shit taken fucking down. And I was like, wait a second, okay?
Yeah.
Number one, you don't get to fucking tell us what to do on our fucking website. But that's just a local small town promotion that I don't even think is around anymore, right?
No.
No. And this guy has the fucking balls to say that. What is the UFC? The biggest game in town. What kind of tactic do those guys use in that situation? And go, you know.
Shock and awe.
Well, you know, I mean, I get it. Ariel, you know, he's probably, this is a weird time. I don't think this flies in any other sport. I don't know what's going to happen, but I hope he stays true to his journalistic integrity, which honestly, I didn't used to like him very much, but I feel like this whole kind of situation, scenarios, it's becoming clear to me that, hey man, this guy is actually, seems like he's on the up and up. He's actually trying to do his job, you know, be a journalist and tell us what's going on, and he's not willing to take shit from anybody. But I think he might maybe a little bit now, but maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, it remains to be seen. The good thing is he's back. You don't want to see him banned forever.
Is he back though?
He's back.
You think so?
Maybe. We'll see at UFC 200.
Yes. Is he going to be interviewing Brock?
That one remains to be seen too.
Yes.
I mean,
I like his interviews. I think they're cool. He has a
Yes.
lot of good questions, you know, that he asks.
yes, he knows how to listen and respond and
Yes.
ask good follow-up questions to
Right.
people. It's tough.
All right. So don't kill us, Zuffa.
Yet.
Yeah.
You can put us on a list though.
That's right. Don't put my fucking head in a vice.
It'll all work out. Don't worry about it, Zuffa.
Okay. All right.
There's no bad press.
No?
Except for what else were they doing?
Well,
You might as well go down
I was
this
going to say,
path and-
let me go into this
Let's
because
talk about
this
it.
week the UFC hired a lobbying firm to combat the extension of the Ali Act to MMA, and I'm curious what you thought about that as far as, like, why are they so against this, and do you think it's okay that they're doing this?
I agree with them.
You do?
In some extent. Well, let me lay out the three details of the act.
Thank you.
Basically what it does is prevents promoters from managing fighters and demands that promoters divulge the amount of money they're making to those on their cards. It also requires third-party sanctioning bodies to determine fighter rankings and who gets title fights. And then the last thing, it sets a limit on all fighter contracts to 1 year. And there may be more details in here. This is just like maybe the main three things that I'm looking at. Like, I agree with two of them, but the third thing that I have an issue with is I don't want a third-party sanctioning body to determine fighter rankings and who gets title fights because I like fucking that title shots are given and not earned.
Yes,
I want them to be able to make any fucking title shot that they want to make. Because I think it's dollars sell the fucking fights, and it's the most exciting fighters should get the title shots. And if you're a John Fitch, I'm sorry, go to fucking World Series of Fighting.
And lose.
Right. And lose everything.
Sorry,
and
John.
test positive for fucking testosterone.
So you're okay with this?
In one aspect, I think they should file a new act, because I think Nate Quarry was trying to argue that they didn't want to reinvent the wheel, but I think you need to reinvent the wheel, because I agree with the fighter provisions, and I like the idea of a one-year contract, so you're not locking up these fighters for, you know, someone else, what was it, Matt Brown that just signed for like 8 fights or 6 fights? Like, fucking stop with this multiple fight contracts. I think the most that anybody should sign would be like a 3-fight contract, because that you could probably fight out in a year or a year and a half. I don't think these guys should be tied up for 3 years.
Unless you're a Cowboy Cerrone, which that's like a half a year for you.
Right, right. Unless you're gonna knock it out in fucking 1 year, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever, but.
So you like the 1-year contracts, huh?
Yeah, I feel that's very fair to the fighter. And then you also need to get rid of the signing away your likeness in perpetuity.
I like that one.
That is fucking bullshit.
It is.
I mean, so you have to, as it stands right now, I can't agree with it. But if you have to push me into a corner, would I accept it? I guess so. But I want them to be able to pick the title fights.
I like that one. I didn't realize that was part of it.
Yeah.
So
you don't want someone else fucking just, oh, it's always 2 versus 1. So what would happen if fucking Luke Rockhold and Michael Bisping just keep trading spots? Would they just gonna keep fucking rematch? It doesn't make sense.
Yep.
Doesn't work.
It's a fight game. Promote the fights.
That's right. We want the most exciting fights possible.
Spectacle.
So that's right.
Not practical.
So I want to talk about Brock Lesnar,
please,
because there's a lot of shit that happened, and it's kind of curious. A lot of shit we talked about last week. So it's kind of coming to fruition. Last week I'd mentioned that, you know, Brock Lesnar was a retired fighter. I thought that the time limit was 6 months, but I stand corrected. It's 4 months.
Okay.
That you're supposed to notify USADA that you're coming back as a retired fighter. You're going to fight again, so that they can randomly drug test you. Well, apparently there's some circumstances where Brock doesn't have to follow this rule.
Okay.
Because they're saying he's been retired for so long. It's my understanding that they're considering him a new fighter just coming into the UFC, so those fucking restrictions do not apply to him.
So when he signs the dotted line is when they can start testing,
right?
In essence.
And as of today, I went to the USADA.org website to check if Brock Lesnar has been randomly drug tested, because some reporters were saying he has been. Still has not been drug tested, according to the USADA website.
Okay.
So.
Well, Mark Hunt says he's juiced to the gills, right?
Right.
Not Mark Hunt, but Brock Lesnar is.
Right, right.
So, I mean.
Well, why do we have USADA then? I mean, if we're supposed to have an even and level playing field, which I'll play by their little rules now, which I don't agree with, but.
Because they can be bought.
Well, it's pretty clear Brock Lesnar's been training for a fight.
Since April.
Right.
Yes.
You knew he's coming back. No one wants to test him?
Not now.
Coming from the cleanest sport ever.
WWE?
You're right.
Nobody's on drugs.
Not at all. Painkillers.
Nope.
Nope. 100% clean.
No. And there was a lot of, Brock posted a few stories about,
we both read his book, right?
Being so fucked up on painkillers and like wrestling on a plane or some shit.
Right.
Not remembering that at all.
Everything would chap his ass. That's other things I remember.
Chaps my
Jesus
ass.
Christ. This guy's ass is getting chapped left and right. Some fucking chapstick.
He probably had a ghostwriter too, so it's like somebody should have been like, wait a second, he's chapping a lot of asses. Can we say this differently? You know?
No, it fits in great.
It does not make sense to me. It feels like this is a total fuck you by everybody involved. And I would question the validity of USADA testing at this point, given the situation now. I don't think they're a viable entity, and they're just for show. This doesn't make any sense. Because Conor McGregor says he's retired, and they tweet out, oh, so you're going to have to do the 6 months or whatever.
4 months.
4 months. But Brock Lesnar, 2 years, 3 years, right? I mean,
he was gone for,
was it more than that?
It was like 5 years.
Oh, that long? Shit. See?
4 or 5 years.
That's old age, dementia setting in. Don't remember how long ago. That's a long time, though.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
I'm still in shock.
I love that he's back. It's so great. I don't know what to tell you. I'm so happy. Literally, I'm smiling ear to ear if you're listening. Brock's back. We can have Brocktober again.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Brocktober!
Please be not retired in October so we can have Brocktober.
Well, he's just coming back for one off, but maybe one turns into two.
If he beats Mark Hunt.
He's got to keep fighting.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. Brock Lesnar versus Mark Hunt. You know, this was a fight that was on the radar, but not a top pick. What do you think about this?
I will say this.
Go ahead.
I texted Comprito a couple times this week, and I had some words about strategies and whatever, and I said, this is interesting. It's extremely dangerous for Brock, given that on the feet Mark Hunt is so versatile and powerful. I said, I sure hope Brock can take him down. And his response was, ha, 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 ha. So I wonder if they're training for something that we are not aware of, because...
Stand and bang!
I don't know.
Let me stand and bang, bro!
That would be something. So...
He give it to me psychologically.
Yes. So, I don't... The one thing... I mean, even before, he's very... Keeps it all close to the...
Yeah.
Obviously, he doesn't want to be, involved in any scandals, but I think the only thing that makes sense is Brock's got to take him down. And if he can take him down, I don't think Hunt can get back up if Brock can take him down. Which is, man, I don't know, dude. But I don't watch wrestling, so I don't know how he is physically. Are we talking about this fight right now? Is that what we're doing? What are we doing?
We'll talk about it a little bit, but I don't want to go
like
too deep.
A teaser.
Sure, yeah.
I feel like
Just bingo.
Brock has a chance, which makes me think that he could have the belt again at some point, which
oh my God.
Makes me excited, right? Maybe he can avenge his losses to Overeem and Kane and a healthy Brock. How long does it take for the stomach to heal? I don't know.
He's 100% healed. I'm going with 100% now. But just think of like all the time that he's been out of the UFC and all the fucking drugs and steroids he's been able to jack into his body. You're like, have you seen him?
He's huge.
And like there's like no body fat on this fucking guy.
Is he gonna be able to cut to 265?
Right,
That's
like he's got a good cut in front of him.
Yes.
But the one thing that all the drugs and all the time away and all the training that's not going to help him is his affinity for getting punched in the face. He does not like it, and I do not think you can train that. You look at all the fights when he got punched, what happened? He has a chin, but he would cover up, run away. He's doing fucking breakdancing across the octagon. So, I mean, again, anything can happen in this fight. And Mark Hunt has been very susceptible to any type of arm type of submission. So if I'm Brock Lesnar's jiu-jitsu coach, I'm training all this type of arm fucking submissions.
Straight arm bars, key locks, Americanas.
Yes, everything. If he gets him down, it could be trouble. But, Mark has been looking good in his takedown defense.
He has.
And, I mean, fuck. Again, it would be two of my favorite fighters at heavyweight, so I struggle from a fan standpoint of who do I want to pick. I'm leaning towards Mark Hunt just because he's been active and he's been away from the sport for fucking 4+ years, 5 years.
Brock Lesnar!
He's juiced out of his mind.
Dude.
He's coming back in. He's got the exemption. Like, fuck. A lot of things to think about. Good fight overall, I think. After reconsidering, I mean, Fedor would have been fun. I still would like to see Frank Mir or even Shane Carwin, but you're going to put just a pure fucking one-strike KO artist against him, okay. In 3 rounds, this ain't going to be, I can't be 5 rounds. It ain't going 5. There's no fucking way.
No way.
2 at best.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy times in MMA. They're back.
Just when you thought he was out, they bring him back in.
That's right.
So how about fucking shit. Man, Chad Mendes gets flagged for a potential USADA violation.
No, totally clean.
Again, USADA doesn't tell us what the violation is for. So it likes to just say, hey, we found something. And then wants the fans to speculate and all the MMA media to speculate. Why can't they be transparent when they come out? I mean, obviously they know there's something wrong, and if they need more time to vet it out, why don't they vet it out before they release a statement?
Because it's USADA and they're cunty.
I'll buy that for $1. I think they just need to be transparent. If you're gonna claim 100% transparency or whatever the fuck the deal is, you got to go all the way with that. Put it on the website. If you don't know what it is, or you're gonna give him a month appeal process, wait and then come out with it. It does no good right now, because now you're just tarnishing the guy's reputation, and it could be another thing, tainted supplement.
Yeah, there was
or
somebody just recently, right? Got only 6
kangaroo
months.
meat, clenbuterol, Yoel Romero.
Yeah, well, there was
Tim Means.
Yes, him. He sent the supplement, and it wasn't on the label, and whatever. You never know.
And I think Josh Barnett's point was too, with all these guys that had the tainted supplement. Why don't you release what brand the fucking supplement was, so that the other fighters don't take it?
Right.
It's like they just don't give a shit.
No.
Like, let's just keep flagging everybody.
Because they get money.
Right, but then they keep hurting the UFC, though. Because you're pulling top fighters out.
Right.
Or exciting fighters out.
Right.
Hence the Brock Lesnar exemption. Wait till GSP wants to come back. Oh, he's been out 3 years. He gets the Brock Lesnar exemption.
Of course.
And here's the guy who wants to be tested.
Yeah,
wait, air quote, wants to be tested. And then runs away when we talk about testing.
Well, where is it? Did they mention where the cutoff is? Is it 2 years, 1 year?
I don't know if it was official. I'm going to say it's over 2, but in my book, if you're retired and it states 4 months, it's fucking 4 months, period.
Yeah, I agree.
It's cut and dry. It's black and white. There is no gray area, but the UFC likes to play in gray area, I guess. So
They do.
All right, what else you want to talk about?
Well, let me switch gears with you, because we were just talking about huge fucking guys. Now I'm going to talk to you about smaller guys.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Anthony Pettis dropping to featherweight, looking for an August fight time? So here's a guy who's struggled.
He's lost, what, 3 fights in a row?
Something like this. 3, yes. And now he wants to cut weight. I'm smelling Kenny Florian here, remember?
He smells like a lot of bullshit.
He just went from, what was he, welterweight, lightweight, featherweight, something like that?
Might have even been at middleweight. I forget what he was on the show.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
It's kept dropping in weight, and it didn't really help. And I'm wondering, is this going to do anything for Pettis? He's already a skinny guy. Where is this weight cut coming from? What is he going to look like?
Well, I don't know how hard the cut was to 55 for him, or if there was much. Because like you're saying, he was really lean. So will it work out for him? Maybe. It's hard to say. I always prefer fighters to, if you're not having success in your division, move up.
Not down. Yes.
Move up. You should be the faster fighter moving up. And if you're not cutting a weight, you should have more endurance.
You should.
Will you get out muscled? Maybe.
Yeah.
But I think weight cutting's becoming, a bigger issue. And look at, we talked about UFC 199 and how awesome all the fights were.
Yeah.
Because that's the first time in California where we had the earlier weigh-ins and everyone seemed fucking really rehydrated. We had all these great knockouts, finishes, and everyone was putting on awesome performances. And it has to be the weight cut.
Are they doing this for UFC 200?
No, because that was just a California thing.
Okay.
But I hope all the athletic commissions will do this.
Okay. I'm in agreement. I think they should try it for a year and see what happens.
And I contacted the California State Athletic Commission, got no response in regards to, hey, what were those rehydration levels? Do you have any data we can share? Silence.
No.
CSAC, silence. Andy Foster, silence.
Well,
that's fine. We're going to play these games. I feel like we've been blacklisted. I think we're getting the Ariel Helwani treatment at some times, in some points.
I am, Dicks in the ass are bad for
I'm just saying. Let's move to a positive thing.
Right.
Have you seen Miesha Tate Reeboking?
No. Oh, geez.
Hang on.
Oh, hey. Hello now. Hello.
That's what I'm
Brian
talking
Caraway.
about.
Jesus Christ, man. Lucky guy.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right.
I think that may be her best picture ever, and you're goddamn right I'm posting that.
She's,
marketable.
She's extremely intelligent.
Good thing she only gets, what, $5,000 in Reebok money a fight?
Jesus. That's a nice body, I will say. But it is Reebok.
It is.
Unfortunate.
Any other news you want to talk about?
Just a real quick one.
Yeah.
Dan Henderson, welcome home sign on his garage. It says Hendo plus elbow equals endo.
That's right.
Yes.
Hey, and there's been a lot of steam picking up for Michael Bisping versus Dan Henderson rematch. And someone, I think it was Bisping, even tweeted out a picture of UFC 204 with those two headlining.
Ooh.
A lot of people want to see that fight. I'm still in for it. Still like the Nick Diaz one, though. No one's bringing that one up. Except for Ingo.
I like it.
I'll support it. I actually,
Nick Diaz!
I like that one over the Hendo, but the Hendo's got some flavor, though. There's some flavor.
Well, yeah, they got the bad
What
blood.
if he finishes him again in the same
That
fashion?
would be crazy.
And then Dan Henderson is the fucking middleweight champion, and then just drops the mic and retires.
Leaves the belt in the cage.
Then it's open.
Like a Compredo
Fuck.
leaving his belt on the mats.
Who has to fight for the... Okay, here we go. Here's my what if. So what if you do Dan Henderson versus Michael Bisping 2.
Mm-hmm.
Henderson wins the belt, drops it off in the cage, retires. Who fights for the belt next?
Michael Bisping and Luke Rockhold!
No, it can't.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
number
think
10.
it's Bisping. I don't think... I almost got to say it's Rockhold versus Weidman.
The original fight.
Yeah, which is weird. I don't know. Is Weidman ever going to fight again? They just
Undetermined.
posted the picture of his neck. He just got the surgery. He's like, fuck. And he says he's going to be training in like 4 to 6 weeks or something crazy.
Crazy
Like, I want to take a little time off.
Just a hair.
A little time off.
Yes.
I think that's all I got for
Me
news.
too. That's it. Shall we talk about UFC Fight Night?
Well, I want to mention one of our new sponsors.
Oh, yeah.
Bad Boy! You can save 15% off of everything with code MMA Nuts, and it would be helpful if you wanted to buy it to go to our coupon page and click on the link there and purchase it through there, but use our code too.
So it's MMA Nuts / coupons? That's
Sure,
like-
Ingo.
I do not fucking know.
Just go to our homepage, click on the coupon tab, and fucking purchase anything. It would be extremely helpful.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
The link is actually quite long.
Just go to the tab. It'd
Yes.
be much easier.
All right.
Yeah, so, and speaking of which, the first fighter is a Bad Boy sponsored fighter, Stephen Thompson.
Oh.
So we have Stephen Thompson versus Rory MacDonald. Where do I want to start with this fight? Jesus Christ. So I think the place I want to start is talking about Rory MacDonald, because here's a guy, I kind of see him as the Gangs of New York, the Leonardo DiCaprio character in there,
Yes.
where who's it? Bill the Butcher is saying, this one's got a murderous rage in him. You know?
Yes.
Like, fucking
That's definitely
Christ. So you're taking this psycho, the Canadian psycho, the Red King, whatever the fuck nickname he's going by, but he's obviously fucking crazy. And you think about how tough and durable this guy is too. So you look at the Robbie Lawler fight. He
Yes.
fought until his fucking face fell off. You know, that's the only thing that stopped him. Like, Jesus Christ. And then now he's on the last fight of his contract, and he obviously wants out. So now you're taking a crazy guy who's motivated, who's fucking pissed off, who's hard to finish. Fucking Christ. Pretty much anybody you put in front of him right now, I feel sorry for.
Okay.
Because I think he's unstoppable. I mean, he obviously is going to test free agency, and he wants to go out with a win. And he really feels betrayed by the UFC because he did so much for them, and they won't pay him jack shit.
Right.
It's like, you know what? It's time to fly. I got to fly, but...
I believe I can fly.
But when I think about things that worry me about MacDonald, it's like, wow, that last fight with Robbie Lawler, how much did you take out of him? Like, did you steal a part of his soul? Did it just fly out?
Stole my thunder, Matt.
It
was leading the
scares
fight.
me.
Yes.
But, and the other thing that I'm going to talk about an advantage for MacDonald is, besides being tough and durable, how about having Firas Zahabi as your coach, and you've had Wonder Boy Thompson there training with GSP, so he knows the ins and outs of Thompson's game. He's brought in Raymond Daniels and other high-level fucking karate champions to help replicate his style. And the other thing is Rory's only 26 years old, which I forget at times that he's so young.
Oh, wow.
Like, goddamn. So he's got all that youth. And
I figured he was over 30, but no. Still young.
And when I'm talking about Thompson, like, the things that are going to worry me is how good is his ground game? Because rumor is he's still a purple belt in jiu-jitsu.
I'm looking it up right now.
And the other thing is he has never fought in the championships rounds. He's never been to round 4 and round 5.
No.
Rory has been there, done that, and he has that experience, and he knows how to maintain his cardio to go that extra level. And the other thing about Thompson is he can be broken. I watched that Matt Brown fight again, and between rounds 2 and 3, Thompson's sitting in the corner, and he's just like, fuck. So if you have a guy that's going to come out and bulldog you, and I think Rory can and will, I think it's a good night for Rory. What can Thompson do? What is his advantage? He's fast. He can switch styles. He can throw kicks off of fucking any leg.
Yes.
And he's super confident. You're coming off of a win over, goddamn, Johnny Hendricks, former
TKO,
welterweight champion. I mean, he's
Jake
got to be
Ellenberger prior to that. Patrick Cote.
riding high.
Sound like a 2-4-6 fight win streak.
Yes.
So
I worry about that for him, though. Are you too confident coming in?
No. Cannot be too confident.
I just feel like fucking MacDonald, he wants it so much, and he's you know, where does he want to take the fight? Obviously, don't stay in fucking kicking range, so get up on him, box him. Like, look how he boxed up BJ Penn. Obviously, it's not, you know, BJ Penn was not the best BJ Penn at that time. He boxed him up, and that's tough to do against BJ Penn. Supposed to have the best boxing MMA at the time, right? Not that Frankie Edgar boxing that you're demonstrating.
Whatever that was.
You know, or you're going to get him and take him to the ground. But I feel if you bulldog Thompson and pressure him, he's going to break. So I like Rory MacDonald in this. I don't know if I picked him by which way to win, but I think it's MacDonald. I'm going to go with fucking submission, 3rd round.
Okay.
What say you?
You said a lot of good things, Matt. The one thing, it was my big point. It was a guy like MacDonald, who's I didn't realize was as young as he was, but that fight with Robbie, I watched again, and oh my God, did he take a fucking beating. And I'm thinking, how in the hell do you come back from that? You know, it's been a year almost to the day, right? It's got like a couple weeks, July 11th, 2015 or 12th or something. It was almost a year ago. Dude, he was beaten within an inch of his life by Robbie Lawler.
Yeah.
And I know he's tough, but I'm going, man, if Thompson cracks him or there's any kind of controversy early where he gets hit, what's going through his head at that point? I know he's crazy. I know he's young and all that stuff, but Thompson's very unorthodox. And I feel like if he can control the distance and stay in Luke Rockhold range, you know, which Luke...
With not the boxing Michael Bisping Luke Rockhold range.
Right. We want the head kick KO Luke Rockhold range. If he can do that and use his flash, use his movement, keep Rory guessing, I think he can finish Rory. I really do. I'm thinking he'll be able to finish him in the 2nd round via some sort of flashy kind of thing. I don't know that the contract thing is a huge thing for Rory. I don't know that he really wants to win that bad or lose that bad.
I feel that.
You feel that? I don't know if that's on. I don't know if that's. I mean,
when he was on the MMA Hour talking about it, like there is so much hate and passion just to get out of the UFC and for them fucking him over. Like he wants to shove it straight up their ass, man.
Fuck you.
Hard.
All right. So maybe he's looking for like a 10-second knockout.
Yeah. So it's like I feel
maybe
like
he's reaching
Jesus
too
Christ.
far. He's trying too hard. Thompson's gonna be relaxed. He's gonna come in like water. Rory comes in like stone. You know, water stone,
like
wears down the stone, rock hard, cock out.
Cock out, rock hard.
Yeah, that's right. It's like, you know.
Full win.
That's right.
I
like Stephen Thompson's chances. I think this fight could be potentially one of the most exciting fights in a while. If both guys show up, they're both tough. I mean, Thompson's got like 12 or 13 KOs on his record. Dude, it could be insane. But That being said, I'm going to say Thompson via second round KO. I think it'll be very flashy. He'll catch Rory. I don't know, dude. That was a bad beating. I forgot how bad he got beat in that fight against
He
Robbie
only has
Lawler.
like 7 KOs.
Who?
Thompson.
7?
Yeah. But he's got a ton, like if you want to talk back to his kickboxing days where he's undefeated and he had, I don't know, fucking 40 some odd fucking.
7?
Yeah.
I thought it was 12. Am I wrong?
He's 12 wins.
Oh, my
It's
bad.
all good. But
I said 17 wins, 12 by knockout. Anyways, it'll be crazy.
it's going to be. Fight of the year potential? I mean, anytime I think you have Rory MacDonald in a fight, could be a fight of the year.
Maybe.
All right. So,
I'm actually saving that for the next thing we're going to talk about.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
So you're taking Thompson.
Thompson.
I'm taking MacDonald.
Yes.
Magic 8 Ball. Stephen Thompson. The Magic 8 Ball was on point, I think, with you last week.
It was.
I was 100% wrong, and Ingo was 100% correct. It's funny how that works sometimes.
Once in a lifetime chance.
All right, let's talk about this next one. We got Donald Cerrone versus Patrick Cote.
Yes.
What's going to happen?
All right. I think this will be fight of the year. I think both guys are durable and tough. Cote came down. Cerrone goes up. It's a striking versus striking kind of a thing. So I don't think Cerrone wants to play pitter-patter on the ground. I think Cote, we know his game. Big right hand, big left hand. Powerful guy, explosive. You know, likes to pick his shots, not necessarily overcommit, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think both guys are coming in on fairly positive notes, right, in general, overall, the big picture, you know, looking up. I think these two are going to stand and bang. I think it's going to be crazy. And I don't know, honestly, I don't know who the fuck to pick in this fight. I like both guys. I feel bad because Cote was the guy who had his knee blown out against Anderson Silva. We were there,
He
right?
was doing well
Yes.
against him, and he never got a rematch.
No, he never did. And it was one of those moments where you go, it's like a Nate Quarry kind of Ultimate Fighter kind of, you know, like it's just unfortunate. Bad shit happened to him. Totally changed the trajectory of his career. Now he's back. He gets down in this weight class. Cerrone moving up because he had, what did he run into? Dos Anjos, right? Didn't go very well for him. So he's a couple fight win streak now. Things are going good, you know, whatever. I like this fight a shit ton. I think it's a total toss-up. If I had to pick somebody, I'm going to go with Patrick Cote. I think Cote has too much power. I like his chances of potentially finishing Cerrone or just giving him a 3-round beating and just taking the decision. So I'm going to go 29-28, Patrick Cote. Cerrone's tough as nails. Still the most active fighter in MMA by a long shot. Like, holy fuck balls. This guy fights 4 or 5 times a year. Wasn't there 6 one year?
There was 6, yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, I'm concerned about his health at this point. Like, I you know.
Still seems coherent.
Well, it must be all that Budweiser.
Yeah,
So.
that's keeping him hydrated, right?
Yes. Yeah. So I feel like this has fight of the year potential if both guys show up and get up for this fight. I love it. What do you think?
Well, it's a corn flip.
corn
It's corn nuts. Corn to the core.
That's right.
Coin flipper. I flip a coin. What do you want? Like I can see it either way. Like I'm just wondering about Cerrone moving up to 170. That worries me. Going against the bigger fighter and very susceptible to the body shots and slow starter in the first round at times. Sometimes he addresses it, sometimes he doesn't. But you know, if I think, okay, what's the advantage for Cerrone? I think his striking is better. Obviously, his submission's off his back.
Yep.
The things that worry me about Cote, if he doesn't like what's going on in the stand-up, he's going to go for a takedown, and I think then you're playing right into Cerrone's wheelhouse.
Okay.
And that's another thing. Like, how good is Cote's ground game?
I don't know.
Iffy. But his chin is fucking legit. His power is legit.
Dan Henderson territory. Yes.
I mean, if you're standing with him, I don't think you're knocking Cote out. I want to say he's only been finished once by KO. So, are you you're gonna knock him out? I don't see it. You're gonna submit him, probably. So I lean towards a Cerrone submission. The biggest concern for me, I think, is just the size differential. Whenever the guy's moving up, like Is he gonna be all right? I don't know. Could get manhandled around. The power too.
Like Dan Henderson, Daniel Cormier style.
That is total manhandling, but you're picking him up and fucking Big Brother and somebody. So
just throwing him lucha libre style.
That's no joke. So I'm gonna take Cerrone by submission. I'm gonna go second round.
Okay.
Magic 8 Ball. This is Donald Cerrone.
Anything can happen in this fight.
This
is crazy.
That's how all of them are, pretty much.
I love it.
All right, let's go to some
news.
Ask the Nuts.
I'm so hungry, I could eat my shoe.
Eighth Wall on Twitter asks, he says, Mark Hunt said, I think he's juiced to the gills, and I still think I'm going to knock him out. Is that a quote of the year candidate?
If he does do it, then yes.
Agree. What's with Dana White's shirts? Always look 3 sizes too small. Another Reebok fail?
I never noticed.
He is working. I think because he was doing that show looking for a fight, whatever the fuck it's called. That him and Sarah are all fucking juicing up. Yeah. Like, we're gonna take our shirts off in the 3rd episode. We need to show some abs.
Okay.
So he didn't upgrade his wardrobe. How much talk of juicing do you think took place between Brock and the UFC, and how will they protect Roidbrock from USADA? Well, they already did. He already got the protection, and I think it's just an unspoken rule that here's what we need to do. I don't think anything had to be said. Can you rate the top 3 female fighter booties in MMA? Gold, silver, bronze. #, I'd tap that.
Wow. Well, top booty. Kat Zingano, I'd say takes top spot for me. Strangely, I was attracted to one photo of the Ronda Rousey, and then a number 3, and it's a close number 3. Would have to be Miesha Tate.
I think we're close, but I gotta go. Chris Cyborg is fucking gold.
Yes.
Kat Zingano, silver, and I will take Miesha Tate and Ronda Rousey tied for
dead
bronze.
ties. Those two are gonna be tied together forever.
Fuck yeah. If you had $1 million to bet with, how much money would you put on Nate Diaz or Conor McGregor in their fight?
In the rematch?
The rematch.
I'd put depends on the odds. You could you somehow put half and half and come out ahead?
I don't know, maybe. It would really depend on the odds, but
I think it's a 50-50.
You got to go all or nothing.
I'm gonna put my money on, honestly, Conor McGregor.
I'm putting it all on McGregor. I think he's going to win that hands down.
I think he has a chance.
Pants down, hands up. Which UFC champion is more douchey, Bisping or Cruz? That's a tough one.
Douchey?
Yeah.
I got to lean Bisping.
They both are.
He has a track record. Cruz just...
I can't choose between... They both are in my book. Zachary Geyser, do you all buy into the Frank Mir curse? And is Hunt the man to break it?
What is the Frank Mir curse?
I don't know.
Don't know either. Like, Mark Hunt. Yes and no.
Does Legacy overcome a roided Brock?
Probably.
Brian Smith asks, would you rather take 3 leg kicks from Edson Barboza or 1 H-bomb from Hendo?
I'll take the H-bomb.
Fucking ain't right.
Why not?
We know what leg kicks feel like.
Yes.
Why not take an H-bomb from Hendo? Plus, if you know it's coming, it might not knock you out. It might not knock you out.
Or you could be retarded for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Like I wish they could hook up a meter to you so you could see how much brain damage you received by blow. Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to let this guy tee off and see how many brain cells you fucking lose on this one.
All of them.
Ryan Smith asks, second follow-up for you. Do you think Brock is still the biggest pay-per-view draw the UFC has ever had? Adding him to the UFC 200 might have tripled the buy rate. I don't know if Ronda or even Conor could say that.
Yes, he is the biggest ever. Will be bigger. Ronda, Conor, they are MMA draws. Brock has that WWE shit. That is bigger than anybody realizes.
Crossover.
It's huge, man. Huge. People will tune in from all over the place to watch this guy fight. It's biggest draw.
Yeah, it's Ronda, Conor, and then Brock. And Conor is close, but he is not Brock.
No.
You know, Brock coming back, like, unprecedented. We're unprecedented territories.
That's right.
We're over 2 million buys now.
Yeah.
Over 2.
Be insane.
And Giles McGregor. Who is your favorite in the rematch of Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz? I think for me, it's Conor McGregor is the favorite.
I like Conor's chances. I got to really analyze that. That's happening. I need to think more. I need to think, okay?
Yes.
Before I make my decision.
And then from a betting standpoint, it says Conor is a favorite again, even after a loss against Nate. Did that ever happen in the past? A loser in the rematch was the favorite, and yes, it did. Rory MacDonald was the favorite over Robbie Lawler in their rematch.
Yes.
So it does happen. Rodrigo Machado. It's time.
Oh, God.
Pound sign Nuts Rule, pound sign Matt Rape Train, pound sign Ingo Sugar
That's
Daddy.
my favorite, man. I love it.
Fucking
Mad Rape Train.
Remember, you must choose one. Would you rather get dumped by text message or in front of all your friends?
I like in front of all my friends. Fuck it. Might as well go out blazing.
Go out with a bang and then fucking.
At least it's face to face. I don't want to be dumped via text.
And you kick that cunt in the cunt.
That's right.
What? Would you rather live a long life without ever falling in love or live a short life but experience a passionate romance?
Oh, that's a tough question. How short? Like 3 years old or something?
Yes, you and your babysitter.
Yeah.
And you just check out.
I'll take the passion, you know. I'd rather burn out than fade away.
Yes, yes. Would you rather make $1,000 a year euthanizing babies and small kittens, or make $20,000 per year doing what you love? Is that even a question?
I think he has that
Fucking
backwards.
$1 million a year killing babies and fucking puppies, and I'll throw some kitties in there too. I'd kill them all, Ingo.
Okay.
Fucking kill them all.
All right. For millions.
You're not in?
No.
What if I told you they were retarded babies?
Still not.
Am I just digging the soul deeper?
No.
I could make it way worse.
I can't live with that shit, man. No way. I'll never.
What if they're transgender babies?
How do
So
you,
now we're hitting a sensitive topic.
how do you know on this?
You don't know. It's just a baby.
It's too early.
But I think, what if, I'm just going to stop while we're
Wow.
ahead. I'm just going to
That is
stop.
a deep hole to dig.
It's very deep,
Let's-
and I'm
let's-
just kidding.
Crawl out of it.
I would never kill a normal baby.
Yes.
Retarded, yes. Would you rather fuck Ronda Rousey, but she breaks both your arms later, or fuck Miesha Tate, but she breaks both of your legs later?
Yes.
Fuck them both and take all 4 broken
Let's
limbs.
break everything.
Because then you'll just be your dick sucked left and
You're
right.
just in one of those casts where it's like,
Can't do a damn thing.
Sorry.
Get my dick sucked, smoke some weed.
That's right.
Would you rather fuck Jennifer Lawrence or Emma Watson?
Lawrence.
Yes, agree. Watson can watch.
Yes.
Move right along. Get some knowledge. So, I have some knowledge this week.
Perfect.
Xbox One has the GOAT simulator for free.
Oh, nice.
You can download and play. So, you're basically a goat. You run around, damage shit. So, my daughter and I were playing it, and there's a point where there's a circle where 2 goats enter, 1 goat leaves, and if you beat the shit out of the other goat, you get all juiced to the gills, and then you get superpower like Ubereem, so then you start smashing the other goats. And then they have, I was looking through my achievements, and they have one that says, the achievement's name is called Alexander Goatstison, and then under it says, win the title bout. So I think I got that achievement for winning that match. I didn't know that the GOAT Simulator people were fans of Alexander Gustafsson, who is also a bad boy fighter.
Ah. It all ties in
It's
together.
a big bad boy show, by the way.
Yes. I am aware of the GOAT Simulator. My son plays it like fucking crazy. He's had it for a while.
You can play 2-player.
Oh, it's so great.
It's great.
It's just retarded
dumbest
entertaining.
shit.
20, 30 minutes and you're happy again. You
Yeah.
can have a half and just go crazy.
Yeah.
Hit people.
There's all sorts of stuff. You start looking online. I just looked up today that there's this pentagram circle that you can find. If you put 5 humans there, they morph, and then you become the devil goat.
Oh, I never knew
And then
that.
you can breathe fire.
Whoa.
Then there's another point where if you put a bacon beacon down, you get sucked up into outer space.
Okay.
You gotta look at some of the cheats and stuff.
Did not know that.
You do lots of cool shit. Very good if you have
Goat
children.
Simulators. Free.
That's right. Free.
Good games.
Go get some. That's all I got.
All right. Well, that's been this week's edition of MMA Nuts. My name is Ingo Weigel.
Matt Griffith.
See you bitches next time.
Thanks for playing.